Welcome to Morning Glory Farmstead. My name is Lolly, and this channel is all about gardening, animals, and nature. What are you doing, Papa? Now, some of y'all have seen the video where I said I was trying to come up with a name for this catio because really it's for the dogs too. And I have 11 dogs, so there's a lot of dogs that use it, plus a lot of cats. And so, Xana, you came up with Pet Pavilion, Mary W. came up with Bark and Purr, and then Into Skiing 76 came up with Petopia. And I liked all of those, but you guys, I'm not going to lie. My sister called and she gave me one word that I really liked. She said she saw the video. She said she wanted to give me a name for it. And guess what it is? Petio. As in pets. She was kind of joking and said that way if you get a groundhog, it'll still work. So Petio. I thought that was really cute, you guys. It's one word. It's easy to say. So Petio is what I'm going to stick with. But I wanted to thank you guys who contributed because those were some really cute names. Now, for you grammar people, it's not going to be P-E-T-I-O. That could be translated as Petio or Petio, something like that. So it's going to have two T's if I ever have to spell it out. But the Petio, P-E-T-T-I-O. I just thought that was adorable. Anyway, again, thanks for y'all who contributed to coming up with some names. That was pretty fun. Y'all, in the last video that I did called Smart Bird Feeding, if y'all haven't watched that, watch it. Even if you don't feed birds, check it out. You may change your mind. But I left out a really important fact. I totally edited it out by accident. And I remember telling you guys that, doves can fly super fast. And I know when they've seen a hawk because they go from 0 to 60 in a couple seconds. But I was going to tell you, they have actually been clocked going 55 miles per hour. So it's no joke when they say they can fly fast. And it is really obvious. It's not just a you startled me, so I'm going to fly away pretty quick. It is like turbo mode, you guys. It is so fascinating to watch. I also mentioned in that last video that my bantam chicken named Pigeon has started coming to the kitchen window for treats because I keep my windows up all the time with just the screens down. And so she hears me at the kitchen window a lot. So she has learned to come to the kitchen window and she starts talking to me and I throw treats out. So that's become a thing every day. But y'all, today, I was not expecting this. I opened up the screen because I was going to throw some treats out, but I got a surprise instead. So I didn't really quite have the camera ready in time, but I'm going to show you what she did. But real quick, let me show you this. You know how some of the larger blackbirds kind of scare off the smaller birds? They're pretty aggressive. They look a little intimidating. Well, watch this. He has to actually get out of the way because he's not sure if he should be scared or not. He's gone. A big old bird is coming through. Y'all, look who it is. It's Pigeon. Look how little he looks compared to her. And he wasn't sure if he was going to be safe or not. She looks like some prehistoric huge bird compared to those other ones. That was just so funny. Because it's always the other birds that are scared of those grackles and ravens and crows and whoever else that comes around like that. Little innocent Pigeon. All right, let me show you Pigeon shenanigans this morning. Hey, honey. Y'all, as soon as I lifted that screen to throw her treats out, she jumped up there. Don't you come in here. What are you doing? I was not expecting that. I know that she can fly up higher, but never once has she jumped up on the kitchen ledge. That was hilarious. She was up close and personal. Go eat your treats. Go eat your treats, Pigeon. And y'all listen to that background noise again. They have been logging those trees for 2 weeks now, and it's getting louder and louder because they're getting a little bit closer to where my area is. All right, let's move on to the rest of the video. Y'all, when you decide to have chickens, there's a lot of decisions that have to be made, and at some point you're gonna have to make sacrifices, and so are your chickens. Now, the sacrifice that I made was giving up some of my yard over here behind me that used to be a garden area to have my chickens closer to the house and to give them some more room and in a place that I felt was a little bit safer for them after having lost a couple of flocks a few years ago. Now, part of the sacrifice for my chickens in having more room is that they don't have grass anymore because I choose to keep them in a larger area and not keep them in a tractor where I'm moving them around. I would rather them have room to stretch their legs and scratch and roam around, run a little bit, get away from each other whenever they want to, than to keep them enclosed in a tractor where there's less room, but they have access to fresh grass. So there's always going to be a few pluses and minuses to the situation. But because they're in the area they're in with no fresh grass, I like to give them a lot of veggies, a lot of fruit, a lot of sunflower seeds. And today I'm going to start growing up some fresh grass, a mix that is specific to chickens that I'll show you, and then also some alfalfa sprouts, which I can eat myself. So because I have 7 water reservoirs that usually sit on top of the GreenStalk and I'm not using them, they're just sitting around, you guys. I don't want to waste them. They're perfectly good. They're a great size. So what I'm going to do is just enlarge the holes a little bit that are already in them, because truly those are made to release water slowly over a certain period of time. And so I want to make the drainage holes just a little bit bigger. I'm going to add some dirt and soil and things to them, and then I'm going to plant. Those are going to be perfect for what I'm growing for the chickens. I'm just going to make a tiny adjustment. So let's get started. All right, the first chicken treat that I'm going to grow are these sprouts. They are alfalfa sprouts by Nature Gems. I got them on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description box. They only take about 5 days to sprout. USDA organic. Now on the back, they've got directions about how to do it in a tray, but I'm going to be doing mine in a jar. Now I got my sprout kit on Amazon as well. It comes with 2 jars and a tray and some things to clean out the jars and whatnot. And you can see it comes with a mesh lid. So that's exactly what I used. I just left it on the whole time. I'm literally just going to take 2 tablespoons of the seeds, put them in this jar, and fill it with water. And then I'm going to let it sit for 12 hours. And after that, I'm going to rinse it 2 to 3 times a day. Now, there's some videos that I watched that said rinse it once in the morning, once at night. There's other videos that say every 6 to 8 hours. I did mine 2 to 3 times during the day. So in the morning and in the evening, and then at some point during midday. And then I would kind of shake it up each time that I did it. Put water in it, shake it up a little bit, dump it out into the sink, and then you're going to turn that jar upside down and just let it rest on the stand that comes in that sprout kit. Now, I use the water from my Berkey for the first 12 hours of soaking, but after that, I just rinsed with sink water. Not sure if that makes a difference or not, but if you guys are interested in a Berkey, I do have a link in the description box. I am an affiliate with Berkey, so if you buy one using my link, I do make a very small commission, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. Now, y'all, I'm not a sprout expert as far as safety goes, so y'all do your own research. And just a note that you can get the lids and different sprouting stands and all those things separately. And there's a ton of companies that you can buy your sprouts from. There are some really high-end companies that sell whole varieties and starter packs and all sorts of things. And here's what one looks like after 5 days. I just wanted to show you the difference between when it starts and then 5 days later. Y'all, this was not part of the footage, but I heard Pigeon calling me out there, so I got up and I got an even better shot of her getting up here and down this time. And y'all are just going to have to excuse my awful, high-pitched, squeaky, annoying voice that I use when I talk to all my animals, but they love it and they respond to it. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the Chicks Mix for the chickens. All right, this is supposed to be a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. It's got a lot of variety in it, so I think the chickens are really going to like it. It's supposed to grow faster than the grass, so I'll have this first. You can see here on the back it tells a whole list of things that are in here: fescue, clover, flax, ryegrass, and a ton more. So we'll have this ready first, and then they'll also have the grass, and then I can come back and sow some more of this if I need to. What I'd like to do is kind of the cut and come again thing. I'm not going to let the chickens scratch around in these containers. I'm going to cut it and give it to them and then let it grow again if it will. I haven't tried that with this chicks mix yet, so we'll see how it does. Now, this is the grass seed that I'm going to use. It's just one that I already had. I'm not looking for a particular kind. They eat whatever they can find, so there shouldn't be any issues with it. This says self-repairing. It's more like if your grass is looking pretty bad, you just want some extra seed to throw down. But I'm going to try it. It says it takes about 30 days. We'll see how fast it grows. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is just clean out all 7 reservoirs that are the tops to all of my GreenStalks. Some of them have some potting mix in them. Some of them are just kind of dusty and dirty. They've been sitting around. So I'm going to clean those out, dry them off a little bit, and then use my soldering kit to make those holes a little bit bigger that are already in the bottom of each of those tops. So let's get busy. I'm going to do 4 with the chicks mix because I've got a lot of chickens, and then I'm going to do 3 with the grass because those are going to take longer. Before and after. All right, this is going to be perfect. Now what I'm going to be doing is adding some of the topsoil that I have on hand, and then I'll probably be dumping some potting mix that I have on hand. Not really too worried about this. This is just kind of growing stuff for the chickens. It's not the box stock with all the seeds that I have in there, so I'm not too worried about what goes in it. As long as it sprouts and grows up some, I'm good to go. And I'm just going to mix it up really good. Just a friendly reminder for those of you who are new to my channel that if you're interested in any GreenStalk products, you can head to the description box and use my code LOLLY10 and my link to get $10 off your GreenStalk purchase. And you can also use that anytime they have sales. Don't forget to check out my playlist. I am working on a variety of things. You know, I have dogs, cats, chickens, and I do the gardening and a lot of bird feeding. So there's a lot of variety, a lot of different things going on all the time. Now for the chicks mix, it says just to put some on the top and lightly cover it and then press it down into the soil. And then for the grass, it says to throw the seed out and use your rake a little bit just to cover it. So I'm just going to use my fingers again. What these do say is try to keep the birds away from it until they start sprouting some, but y'all know how that goes for me. And actually, I'll probably have some chickens digging around in here. All right, so that is the chicks mix. So I'm going to cover it up a little bit and then just kind of press it down with my hand gently. And hopefully in a couple weeks, they'll have something to eat. We'll see how long this takes. I know they sprout in 5 to 7 days. This is a grass seed. I'm just just going to move the soil around a little bit to cover it up so that it's not as obvious to the birds, and we'll just see how it goes. But I know whatever grows out of these containers, y'all, my chickens are going to be so happy. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. I hope you guys are growing some treats for your chickens and just remembering that they love variety and it's really good for their health and their immune system. I'll see you real soon in the next video. And until then, y'all have a great couple of days. Bye-bye.